if you've ever felt like you're living a life that wasn't quite yours or carrying burdens you didn't choose, then you're in the right place. I'm Barbie Wolf, and this is Unboxing Barbie, the podcast for cycle breakers and comrades with our boots on the ground. It's a space for honest conversation about healing, faith, and becoming who we were always meant to be. Let's unpack some things together. Hey everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media or even just looking at a friend's life and thinking, wow, they really have it together? Their box looks so perfect. Their packaging is pristine. The colors are bright and everything seems to be exactly where it should be. And in that moment, have you ever felt a little pang of something? A need to compare? A feeling that your own box is a little dented or a little messy? Today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the boxes we live in, the boxes we put others in, and the boxes we store in the attics of our own hearts. And we're going to establish a rule, and it's a rule that might ruffle some feathers. But I've learned that sometimes ruffling feathers is a critical component for flight. So get comfortable. Today we're talking about the first rule of unboxing. No peeking in someone else's box. I think one of the most beautiful things about life is that it's designed to be appreciated on multiple levels. Take the ocean, for example. You can stand on the beach and just be in awe of the vast, beautiful ocean. You can see the big picture, the grand design, and that experience is a whole. It's whole and complete. It's nourishing. Or you can kneel down, pick up a single handful of sand, and discover a universe. You can find tiny shells, unique minerals, actually the entire history of the coastline right there in the palm of your hand. Neither is better than the other. It's a beautiful design, one that gives us space to just enjoy the view when that's all the capacity we have, and for the freedom to dig deep when we have the desire, the capability, and the strength to do so. This is the first, most important piece of grace we have to give ourselves and everyone else. It's completely okay to be exactly where you are. Some of us are in a season of just trying to keep the dream house standing. We might be in survival mode, healing mode, or just plain tired mode. Our focus is on the beautiful things like love, safety, maybe a moment of peace every now and again. And that in and of itself is a worthy life. Others might be in a season of deep diving. They have the capacity to pick up that handful of sand and examine every grain, to unbox every old belief and every past experience. I feel like a problem starts when the deep divers judge the people who are enjoying the view. Or when the people enjoying the view feel ashamed or something because they're not deep diving. We start to believe there's maybe a right or a wrong way to live. There's a right pace for growth. And that's when we break the first rule, the no peeking in someone else's box rule. It sounds simple, but it's radical. It's a commitment to stop comparing, stop judging, and stop assuming we know what's going on inside of someone else's life, no matter how well we know them. I've helped a lot of people move over the years, and I've been helped by some amazing people over the years. And I've noticed something fascinating. Oftentimes, when you're moving someone else's stuff, there's a natural tendency to have either too much caution or not enough. It seems like it's never the exact right amount. And I think it'd be helpful for us to think about which one we are. Are you the bulldozer? The friend who, with the best of intentions, just grabs the boxes and gets it done? You might give blunt advice, oversimplify their problems, or push them to just get over it. You're trying to help, but you're not respecting that there might be fragile, precious things inside their box. You could be ruffling feathers in a way that breaks things. Maybe you're the avoider, the friend who's so terrified of breaking something that you barely help at all. You may see them struggling, but you say nothing for fear of intruding or not having the right thing to say. You offer vague platitudes because maybe you're afraid of the weight of their box. Your caution, meant to be kind, actually becomes a form of abandonment. The goal, I think, the art of true friendship, is to find the space in the middle, to be the true friend who asks, "That box looks heavy. Can I help you carry it?" The one who respects the box but isn't afraid to help with the move. This starts by admitting we have no idea what's inside their box, though, how heavy it is, what it took for them to even get it taped shut. There's literally no peeking, it's just offering to help carry. Now, this isn't a rule about how we treat others, it's about how we treat ourselves too. Because sometimes when we're busy, peeking in everyone else's box and minding to everyone else's business, our own boxes are sitting in the attic, unattended. My sister in law had a heartbreaking experience somewhat recently. She had boxes in a storage shed filled with precious keepsakes that she thought were safe. But years later, when she began to move them for a different project, she found that mice had gotten in and destroyed so much of what she treasured. I feel like this is the danger of an unexamined life. Our boxes are the parts of ourselves that we've packed away, our beliefs, our traumas, our habits. Inside those boxes are our keepsakes, our core identity, our capacity for joy, our faith, our dreams. But if we never check on them, we risk letting the mice get in. And maybe the mice are the silent, corrosive forces that thrive in the dark. Our own judgment, our inaction, our bitterness, our unhealed wounds. They quietly chew away at the very things we hope are being kept safe. And now, sometimes when you return to a box years after the fact, you sometimes find that some of those keepsakes aren't actually as precious as they once were. Completely depends on the season you're in and the life you've lived in between. And this is why we sometimes have to ruffle our own feathers. We have to be brave enough to go into the attic, pull out a box, and gently open it. We have to check for mice. And I think there's a beautiful reframe. It's not about causing trouble, ruffling feathers. For a bird, ruffling feathers is a critical, necessary action to prepare for flight. The disruption is what creates the lift. When we choose to open our own boxes, we're not just making a mess, we're preparing for flight. We are choosing to deal with the mice so that we can soar, whole, uneaten from the inside out. So, how do we do it though? How do we walk forward with this compassion and grace for ourselves and others? I feel like we have some tangible tools. I've got a few. And the first one is super simple, and it's schedule a box check. Seriously, put it on your calendar once a month. It, 15 minutes is all it takes to just sit quietly and ask yourself, what's one box I've been avoiding? What mice might be thriving in there because of my inaction or judgment? You don't have to solve it all at once. The goal is literally just to open the lid, to let a little light in and acknowledge what's inside. And then I feel like a tool number 2 would be involving our moving style or identifying our moving style. Are you a bulldozer or an avoider when it comes to your friends? This week, maybe choose one small action to move toward the middle. If you're a bulldozer, maybe it's asking ahead of time before giving advice, is now a good time to talk about this? Do you even want this information? Or do you just need me to listen? If you're an avoider, it could be sending a simple text that says, I've been thinking of you. You don't need to reply. I just want you to know I'm here. And I feel like this is the most important tool. It's to mind your dust. When you start opening your own boxes, speaking to myself, it's going to kick up some dust. The dust is our raw emotion, the unprocessed thoughts, maybe triggers, responses. It'd be really good for us to be mindful of who else is breathing in that air. Our healing is personal, but it is rarely private. So find a safe place to shake out the dust. A journal, a therapist, a support group, someone outside the immediate circle who's a slight bit removed from the situation that you're dealing with. Could be a long walk in nature. This is the responsible way to heal. It protects the people you love from choking on the fallout of your very necessary work. The journey of unboxing, though, is your own. The pace is yours to set. Some days are for enjoying the view of the ocean, and some are for inspecting the sand. Both are sacred, though. So let's make a pact to give each other that grace, to stop peeking and start offering to help carry. And let's be brave enough to check our own attics, to face the mice, and do the work that is required for us to truly fly. Thank you for being here today. Go forward and be gentle with yourself and everyone else. And as always, carry on, comrade. I love you.